Formula One isn't just about speed, strategy, and split-second decisions. It's also about knowing how to bend the rules without snapping them. But what happens when a driver breaks the rules so blatantly, so brilliantly, that the FIA has no choice but to change the rulebook forever? We're talking about legends who didn't just race, they rewrote the sport. From Michael Schumacher's Monaco madness to Max Verstappen pushing the boundaries of what racing hard really means. This is the dark side of F1 that no one dares to talk about. Until now. Stick around, because the final driver on this list literally broke the rules so smartly, he got away with it. And the FIA was forced to seal that loophole the very next season. It's scandalous, it's strategic, and you won't believe how many points they didn't. Let's get into it. Smash that like button if you love the spicy side of F1 history. And hit subscribe because this channel is where the paddock whispers get loud. Let's start with the king of controversy himself, Michael Schumacher. Monaco 2006. Qualifying. Last lap. Alonso is absolutely flying. And suddenly, Schumacher locks up at Rascasse and parks it in the middle of the track. A total coincidence? Yeah, right. Even toddlers watching knew what was up. The stewards called it deliberate, stripped him of pole, and boom, new rule. Any suspicious yellow flag-causing incident in qualifying could lead to immediate exclusion. This wasn't just dirty driving. It was psychological warfare. And Schumacher, he knew Monaco's tight layout better than anyone. He weaponized the track. Comment below. Was that genius racecraft or just dirty driving? Let's debate it. If Schumacher was cunning, this next one was straight-up criminal. Singapore 2008. Renault tells Nelson Piquet Jr. to crash. Yes, crash. To bring out a safety car that hands the win to Fernando Alonso. This wasn't just bending the rules. This was snapping them in half and laughing while doing it. The fallout? Renault got slammed, Flavio Briatore got banned temporarily, and the FIA changed how team orders and safety car manipulation were policed. And the craziest part? Alonso kept the win. So here's the question. Should Alonso have been stripped of the victory? Or was he just an innocent benefactor? Drop your take in the comments. This one still splits the paddock. Now let's talk about the guy with the most wins in F1 history. And yes, he's not squeaky clean either. Belgium 2008. Hamilton cuts the chicane while battling Kimi Räikkönen, gives the place back, and overtakes again immediately. Seems fair, right? Not to the FIA. They slapped him with a 25-second penalty and gifted the win to Massa. The backlash was nuclear. Fans lost it. Teams were furious. So the FIA had to react. They rewrote the rules around cutting corners and giving back positions. Now there's a clear rule. You must give the place back fairly and wait before attacking again. And let's be honest, the gray area Hamilton exploited? Totally legal at the time. That's what makes this one sting. Comment if you think Lewis was robbed, or if the penalty was spot on. Back in the days when F1 was pure chaos, we had Senna versus Prost. Japan, 1989. Senna dives down the inside at the chicane. Prost turns in, boom, they crash. Senna restarts, wins, then gets disqualified for cutting the chicane. The Frenchman wins the title. The crowd? Boiling. But what's wild is how political this moment was. Then, FIA President Jean-Marie Balestier was French, like Prost. Coincidence? You tell me. After that, the FIA had to clarify what counted as rejoining the track safely and avoid conflicts of interest in stewarding. This incident shaped decades of F1 officiating. And for the record, Senna never forgot. Next year, he took Prost out on turn 1. Revenge. Served at 300 kilometers per hour. Subscribe now if you love old-school rivalries that make Netflix Drive to Survive look like a bedtime story. Fast forward to 2021. The gloves are off. Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton. Brazil and Saudi Arabia. Elbows out, rules be damned. Max forces Lewis off the track more than once. No penalty. Fans and teams scream foul. What did the FIA do? They quietly introduced a new set of overtaking guidelines in 2022. Now, a car must leave a car's width in the braking zone and during the apex. The "let them race" policy? Dead. Max didn't break rules. He exposed their weakness. He raced on instinct, on aggression, and honestly, he forced F1 to grow up. But here's the big question. Did Max save racing or ruin it? You already know the comment section is going to be a battlefield for this one. Now, for the driver who broke a rule so cleverly, The FIA had to fix the loophole the very next year. Tell me, is this the art of racing or the art of deception? F1 isn't just about who's fastest. It's about who's smartest, who's bold enough to test the rules, and who's willing to cross that invisible line, just far enough to make history. And now that you've seen how legends like Schumacher, Alonso, Senna, Hamilton, and Verstappen all reshaped the sport, tell me, which driver today is the next rule breaker in the making? Norris, Russell, or someone from the new blood like Behrman or Antonelli? Let's light up that comment section. Hit like if you learned something wild today. Subscribe if you want more raw, unfiltered F1 stories the FIA doesn't want you to know. And comment, who's the biggest F1 rule bender of all time? And did they deserve it? Or were they just racing smarter? See you in the next one, where we expose how Ferrari almost cheated with tire pressure and got caught mid-race. Yeah, that happened.